Hey, Shalom, Shalom. HaYawam Tawab, HaYawam Shanya, Shabawai, Ahth, Chadash Arabai. Alright, which is today is Tuesday, the second day of the week of the fourth month of the year. Alright, so today's lesson is entitled Ahth Zaman. Alright, when you go into Ahth, it means with, and Zaman is a period of time, which is a season. Alright, so it loosely translates to Ahth Zaman. I'm going into the word contemporary or modern. Khan is with. Zaman is a period of time, which that goes into modern, which is synonymous with contemporary. All right, so let's get some definitions. It says relating to the present or recent times as opposed to the remote past. Present day contemporary. Present time. Latter day, the last days. You see. Let's get this. It says pertaining to present or recent times, just now, manner, appropriate measures. All right. So pretty much going into the last days, because the scriptures go into how the overall spirit of the last days, which we'll get the understanding of that through the precepts, Lord's willing. I don't want to All right. Because modern essentially goes into perverseness. It goes into perverseness and adverse to the scriptures. All right. So let's go into what contemporary means. It says occurring, living, or existing at the same time, belonging to the same age or period. All right. So Khan, which is Ahth, which means with. And it says temporarius of time, from tempus, time, season, portion of time. See temporal. All right. Which temporal goes into a period of time. Worldly, secular, terrestrial, earthly, temporary. You see, because in the spirit, you want to do the things of the spirit that's going to the lasting things. You don't want to be you don't want to do the temporal things. And what is contemporary and modern go back to? It goes back to worldly, which essentially is to the flesh. Only for a certain period of time. That's why this world goes into sayings like YOLO. You only live one life, or live in the moment. No, you got to plan. You got to plan. You got to plan ahead. What's going to be beneficial to the spirit? Racha. All right. So let's go into it. Again, the title of the lesson is Ahth Zaman. All right. So with season or loosely translate to contemporary. All right. So let's get some precepts. This is Quahalath, also Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, Lakal Zaman wa'aith lakal chapataza the Chath Hashemayim. All right, which is, like it reads, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. All right, and pretty much this modern way of Esau is only Kaya Zaman. All right, it's for a season, a short period of time. All right, after this, he's going to be no longer dictate what the law of the land is. All right, that's why it's called contemporary, because it's temporary. All right, it's for a season of time. Going into what this verse is going into, to everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. All right, so Esau has his particular time, his season, to where he's doing his bullshit in the earth. All right, let's get another one. This is Revelation chapter 20 and verse 3. It says, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. After that, he must be loose. He must be loose a little season, and we in that season. We're in that season to where Esau is deceiving. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. In the Renaissance period, which is the so-called rebirth. All right, which he's been doing his wickedness in the earth for that little season. Going into actually, it says, I'm gonna read this again. It says, after that, the latter part, after that, he must be loose a little season. And going into what contemporary is, Ahth Zaman. Zaman is I'm gonna get that. Let's go back to this. This is Quahalath, Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. Let's get the word for season. Zaman, a set time, appointed time, appointed occasion. So pretty much contemporary loosely translates to Zaman, a particular time. And going into this, Revelation 20 and 3, through the Spirit, it says, and after that he must be loose a little season, We're in that little season. We're in that contemporary season, that modern time. All right. Let's get another one. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. It says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." All right. Harab Gadol, great sword. All right. And pretty much Esau Mayala Kwak Shalom Mayan Ha'aratazah. He is who took peace from the earth. All right. Through his modernism, through his philosophies, through his doctrine. All right. Let's get another precept. Because pretty much modern, contemporaryism, whatever you want to call it, Esau's way of life, westernization, Hellenization, pretty much, it all goes back to modern. All right. Those modern ways of living. This is Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein." All right, so the way of our fathers, Hadarak Shah Abiyam Nawa. Hadarak Shah Abiyam Nawa. All right. Hadarak, the way, Shah of, Abba, father, Yum, fathers, Nawa, Abiyam Nawa, our fathers. All right, pretty much the men of old, the ones in the scriptures. When we read about the scriptures, that was the good way. Even with these so-called modern ways, so to speak. When you talk to the older generation, they'll tell you about how life was less oppressive than what it is today. So how much more in righteousness. All right. Chiefly, this scripture is going into the ways of righteousness. That's what it's getting into. But continuing on, this is the Barim, also Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7. It says, "Remember the days of old. Zakar HaYawam Iwalam." All right, remember the days of old. All right. It says, "Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and he will shew thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee." All right, pretty much going to what I just said. Jacob talk about, you talk to the older generations, how life was less oppressive in like the 1900s, 1800s, and things like that. You see, but how much more in righteousness, where we're not being oppressed. The times when King David was ruling, when Malak Shalamar was ruling, King Solomon. The ways of old, when the man was over the woman. When we didn't have these heathens over us. The ways of old. That's where we will find rest. You see. Read it again. It says, "Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee." You see. Let's get another one. Oh, I want to make another point on that, because if you ask your elders, Zaquanium, like, they don't have to necessarily be in the truth, but they'll talk about, again, how things was cheaper. How Esau didn't have like a stronghold on everything how he has today. He still had power over the earth, you see, but he's more so more oppressive now. But again, chiefly going into how it was in the scriptures. So it's gonna be way better in righteousness. When we have our own lands. Because pretty much through the rulership of Esau, even through his contemporaryism, modernism, the earth is mourning. All right, let's get another one. This is Shanya, also Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 16. It reads, "Surely surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?" All right, and that word for turning things upside down, it will be hapakam. hapakum. Let's go into that. Because when you go into, I'm going to continue on. When you go into this, the base word is hapak, and then it says your, so it's come. So it says perverseness, perversity. All right, and when you go deeper into what contemporaryism or modernism is, it pretty much goes into perverseness. And we'll get that in the latter part of this video, Lord's will. All right, because pretty much Esau's way of life is perversity. All right, and let's prove that. This is HaYawam, also Job, chapter 21, and we're gonna start at verse 15. It says, "What is the Almighty that we should serve Him?" This is the spirit of the so-called white man. "And what profit should we have if we pray unto Him?" All right, let's keep going. It says, "Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from it." And we see that this through their ways of life, through their modernism. You see, they don't see a profit in serving the Lord. You see, so that's what, since the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, since it is given into the hand of the wicked, they push that vibration onto the rest of the people. It says that as the leader of the people is, so is the people, roughly paraphrasing. So that's what we see. All right, continuing on. Let's get HaYawam, also Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 21. It says, "Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered." All right, so la'ah yanaqua, so la'ah yanaqua, which is la'ah not yanaqua is innocent. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. So you're not going to be unpunished. When you go into this word, unpunished, yanaqua, to be empty, to be clear, be pure, be free, be innocent. The wicked is not going to be innocent. So those that's got a stronghold, those that are attached to this lifestyle, they can't detach. They don't want to arise here and depart. They join a hand in hand. Yad salat. Yad layad, hand to hand. You see, those that don't want to attach or detach from this society and repent, they're not going to be unpunished. Which, going into that, they're not going to be innocent. You see, they're not going to receive that mercy on this side for 2/3. All right, these heathen, they're going to be destroyed. All right, so let's get another one. Why are they not going to be innocent? Because the Lord required that which is past. This is Quahalath, also Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 15. It says, "That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High requires that which is past." So the Lord requires an account. He requires an answer from Esau Edom for the things that he's done. You see the slander campaign, the things he's did to the men of the Lord. You know what he's did to the Lord's people, how he's blasphemed the Lord. The Lord gonna require that. And those that don't want to detach, those that want to be a slave to Esau Edom, hey, they gonna pay for that too. All right, let's keep going. This is Shanya, also Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 12, because just driving the point home of what contemporary means and what the modern way of living. That's the old days, you know. That was biblical times. We're still in biblical times. That's what people say. We're in biblical time, or that was in the Bible, you know. It's a new way of living. That's what they say. So let's keep going. This is Yeshaya chapter 30 and verse 12. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Yasha, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression." Hey, they love the contemporaries. They love popping other man's woman. They love eating pork, shrimps, and lobsters. They love being adverse to the scriptures. 2/3. It says, "And perverseness and stay thereon." You see, because when you go into contemporary, let's get that. When you go into Salat. When you go into contemporary, it says departure from the ways of old. Let me see if it says it. If somebody is a contemporary somewhere in here. I don't see it no more, but I wrote it down. It says modern, relating to the present or recent times as opposed to the remote past. synonymous with contemporary, belonging to or occurring in the present, as well as a person who advocates departure from traditional values. And when you go into what traditional means, it means passed down. What was passed down? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. So somebody that advocates contemporaryism, that means that they departed from those ways. And what is that departure? When you go into this, I'm gonna finish it out. It says, well, let me get this. Perverseness, lawaz. It says to depart, turn aside, to depart, to go wrong, devious, perverse. So when you depart, when you're with the modern way of living, you're and you stay on that. Let's get the word for stay as well. It should be Ilawa, or yeah, Aliyawa. Oh no, stay. Let's get the definition of it. It says to lean, trust in, or support. Hey, so they pretty much 2/3 trust in this perverse way of living. They trust in departing from the traditional values. You see? And I left out some precepts. I wanted to get Habakkuk, also Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 5, to precept that with Isaiah 29 and 16. You see, because Esau has turned the world upside down, and he has everybody else loving this way of living. This is Habakkuk, also Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 5. And they love this modern way of living, this perverseness. Yet also because this is Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is his death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right. Kaya hayayan bagad. All right. So because he transgresseth by wine. All right. Let's go into the word transgress, which is bagad. You see, because this is this man's lifestyle. It says bagad, to act treacherously, deceitfully, deal treacherously, to act or deal treacherously, faithlessly, deceitfully, offend. Let's go down to the Strong's definition. Bagad, a primitive root to cover with a garment, because bagad means to cover. It's like when you say if you had clothes on, bagadium, that means clothes or garments. All right. So pretty much that's Esau's way of living. How we know this? Let's go to the HaYawam, also Psalm chapter 30 or chapter 73 and verse 6. This is the HaYawam 73 and 6. It says, therefore, let's start from verse 3. The HaYawam 73 and 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, the so-called white man. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. They can have anything they want. It says, neither are they plagued like other men. They don't have the same adversities and troubles that Jay got. You know, neither even with the other nations, they don't have the same type of troubles, because they at the top. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. But God, all right. So they pretty much, they deal, when you go back to that word that we got for garment in Habakkuk chapter 2, they pretty much, this is their overall spirit. This is what covers them. That's what they are. To act treacherously, deceitfully, deal treacherously, offend. It says to cover with a garment. Hey, and what did the Lord say? He gonna come back. He basically gonna smite all those that are clothing that strange apparel, the apparel of Esau. You see, those that love that modern way of living, because the modern way of living goes back to they advocate departure from the traditional values. What are the traditional values? Something that's passed down, the law, statutes, and commandments. You see, so Lord's word was edifying. Adawam Artizaz Abanayapa, Baharacha, Lord's word is a beautiful edification through the spirit. Call light Mla, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Chakodash. Hey, double honor to the elders and apostles of great millstone that told me this truth from Ruel. And much respect to you, brothers out there pushing the truth with our righteousness. Necessity, Shalom, Shalom. How you want to watch, Shalom.